comment? Would anybody like to say anything or make any observations or comments in general to the planning board?
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I would like the planning board to sort of formally request that the selectmen look into hiring an engineering firm to redo our floodplain maps. Because I know that the science on that is like 30 years old, and they're not accurate. I mean, a lot of our boards rely on that data for making decisions. So I think it's real important. I know FEMA's not going to have the money to do it, but town does it, and they do it to a standard that's specified, and they get FEMA to accept those maps and republish them. So
when we redid the floodplain thing a few years ago, what happened there?
That was different. They digitized them. It's what they got the new maps. But they just digitized the old information. So it wasn't new hydrology and hydraulics.
This is based on 30-year-old data.
I think that's when the previous maps were done, which was the earlier stuff. And there's a lot newer data. Yeah. 81? Yeah.
When they did the floodplain business a few years ago,
yes.
Didn't somebody get a quote from an engineering company to update the maps?
I don't know.
Maybe we could just answer that.
But I mean, they should look into what it would take to do it.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different firms that can do it.
Yeah.
That know what they're doing and stuff. There's a lot of different methodologies that can be used, modeling and stuff. And it would just be very useful. So I want the board to formally ask them to do that.
Well, maybe what we could do to start it off is to get Steve Fogg to come in and talk to us. Would that be something that would...
We can. I mentioned to Steve, and he was very much, thinking it would be useful.
I think if Steve was behind it, and if he supported it and was part of the request, then we might get more traction that way. So maybe what we could do is set up an appointment with Steve to talk about the possibility of updating the maps, and maybe he could get some kind of a quote from an engineering firm to see how much it would cost the town to do it.
Yeah. No, and I want to say it was, I think, towards the end of our the spring last year when we were dealing with the wetland floodplain application on Warren Ave. The lady was putting an addition on the rear of the house. David Conway had commented on how the existing wetland floodplain district, which is a zoning district, basically does not correspond with not only the accurate flood zones and also inaccurate ones as far as that are now still FEMA maps. But he had said one way of sort of addressing this on a holistic perspective was basically undertaking a large study, which is, would be expensive in detail, but that's the only way to get accurate floodplain maps that are useful and accurate for the town.
Yeah.
So let's find out what expensive means.
Yeah.
Is it $10,000? Is it $50,000? Is it $100,000? And then when we get that information, then we'd be in better shape to go to the selectmen, it seems to me.
Wouldn't it have to be approved at town meeting?
It would have to be a budget item.
Yeah.
But one step at a time, so we talk to Steve first and see if we can get some quotes and take it from there. Any other public comment? No. Good, then we can go on to town planner updates.
Basically, about 2014 permitting year. Just give the board a brief update. Steve and I attended a working group meeting at the police station this afternoon, reviewed some preliminary site plans and architecturals for the property. We commented on, sort of similar to all the other projects, on the need for dark sky lighting, They will be engaging a landscape architect, so we'll take a look at a landscape plan. One of the main things that I think that came out of the meeting, which basically the police station is going to be proposed to be redeveloped on the existing site. So there's a lot of infrastructure they're trying to sort of work around. But there is a very, what appears to be very healthy, a very nice specimen beech tree that is right on the corner. As you come in, sort of the drive with public safety, DPW on the right, police on the left. It's just a really nice beech tree that actually has a plaque underneath for, I forget what it said. It was like for one of Weston's first lieutenants. But that tree is slated for removal as part of the project. They have gas lines on one side, they have the proposed foundation, and then they have a underground fuel storage tank near it as well. And so the assumption was that this tree is just a goner. But Steve and I, after the meeting, took a look at it and said, this is really something that really anchors, would be a great anchor for that building, and commented to Jerry McCarty that they should really try to incorporate it as part of their design and try to protect it. So that project will ultimately, just as the DPW came in front of the planning board, will come in for comments. It doesn't trigger a site plan or limited site plan, but similar to other town projects, I think this is recognized as an excellent public forum for reaching out to the public and getting comments to ultimately result in a good town project. And hopefully we're early enough along that this tree really could be saved. It could be moved, but it's actually in a very nice location as well. So that project is ongoing. Other projects that are sort of coming up to speed are LIP application for the Warren Ave housing project. That's being worked on, and they're going to be meeting actually tonight with the housing partnership. I've been asked to assist in commenting on formulating their application as far as part of the process. All the waivers from zoning requirements need to be itemized. So I'll be helping them on that. As that project moves on, we'll also have them back in front of the planning board. And that's basically it. For updates right now.
Okay, good. Just so that we underline part of the message on the police headquarters, it appears then that the police headquarters, the new one, will go in the same location as the existing one.
Yes.
Okay, because everybody may not be aware of that decision, so just get that on the record.